Here's an exclusive of TRANSCRIPT where that certain Aquaman starlet's girlfriend is booted from the court real time. Why? Because they created fake proof. They said that a witness on the stand, they had been on social media, they had been doing things that they weren't supposed to. Well, in the transcript, and we are going to read it together, this was the item provided to that certain Aquaman starlet's team. This was used to remove a witness. Mind you, notice something's missing here. Date. Why is that date missing? Because the original date on this was January the 8th, 2021. Again, this was brought before a judge. It was used as proof to impeach a witness to take them off the stand. And that's just the beginning. There's more mentioned in this too. You and I are going to read through this today. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. Quickly, before we get started, check out our book. Link is in the description. Industry allowed this nonsense to happen. They empowered it knowing it wasn't true. Walk away from them. Support alternatives. Check out our project. Help us send a message. Thank you. So this is the transcript of what happened. You see, this has gone on. We had our introduction. We come to the approaching of Mr. Chu. That is JD's lawyer. Can I approach? Yes, sir. Your Honor, we are moving for JD is moving for the permanent exclusion of Eve Barlow. The court's like, who exactly is Eve Barlow? We don't know who that person is. And Mr. Chu says, Eve Barlow is a journalist and, notice this other statement right here, that certain Aquaman starlet's current girlfriend who is sitting in the front row. Fascinating, isn't that? This person has been going after my channel for months and months. They've been trying to get things flagged down and on. Yeah, we can see why now, can't we? So the court says okay there. Well, yesterday, the court ordered people to the back row saying, some stuff went on. You can't have the friends and family rows. And then she was later, as I will discuss in a minute, thrown out. So she was thrown out of the court at 4:31 p.m. by Lieutenant Porter. But if I could explain to the court, okay, what we're seeing here, now we're going to have two screenshots that I just showed you before. You will recall yesterday, Mr. Rottenborn, that is her attorney, came up with what was Miss Barlow's phone. So they have Eve Barlow's phone. That's what he was using. It's proof? Okay. And what he shows you, that's the first picture. That's what they're going to tell you here. The first document that you're looking at, it's a shorter version. All right. So the text, this is a text from Gina Deuters. That's going to be, you notice her name. We understand that she was properly excluded, but this is what he showed, Your Honor, saying to the court, representing to the court that Miss Deuters had texted since the start of the trial. And Your Honor will see that what Mr. Rottenborn showed you, it doesn't have a date on it. So this is the actual screenshot. Again, remember, this was handed to the lawyer, that certain Aquaman starlet, by Eve Barlow. It slipped it in. You're not supposed to be doing that. Anyway, he has her phone. This is what he shows her. You see, everyone has their battles, some more public than others. Our dear friend got a few wins in the court this week, and yet some press continued to belittle him as desperate in his plight. You know what? When a sociopathic show pony attempts to destroy your life, and the whole world cheers her on, you could argue that things do get desperate. So instead of a misleading adjective, I would like to highlight his perseverance, since by no means has he lost his will to fight for truth. For those interested, here's this week's update. So you get updates. It looks like they're talking about the courtroom. Okay, well, they note, if you look at the second document that we're going to show you, you will see, Your Honor will see. I'm sorry, it's an Instagram post. They note it's an Instagram post. So Mr. Rottenborn and the judge notes, it's not like I would know the difference, when I see one to the other, but thank you for the clarification. He said, you're welcome. I didn't, given my age, says Mr. Chu, but so what Mr. Rottenborn showed you was Gina Deuters' Instagram post without the date on it. The second document you're looking at was her post. It shows the date, which makes it very clear that this was taken January the 8th, 2021. So this is material misrepresentation. Miss Deuters posted this during the London trial. So this is the original post, by the way. And you'll notice what Eve Barlow left out. They left out the date on it. The original, like they said in the transcript, it came from January the 8th, 2021. Why is that important? Because they used that to exclude a witness, saying that they had been out there, they had been messing with social media, they had been posting. All of that was predicated on a lie, and an egregious one at that. So Chu continues by saying that this is very disturbing. We believe it was fraud upon the court. We believe that Mr. Rottenborn, as an officer of the court, should have taken a look at what he was handing up to the court, especially since it was handed to him by someone improperly sitting in the front row, a reporter, and that certain Aquaman starlet's girlfriend. And that's not where it ends, Your Honor, unfortunately. Eve Barlow has been passing notes to and from that certain Aquaman starlet from the beginning of the trial. I noted that in a video, by the way. She's been sending out live tweets throughout the trial. The court said she's still sending out tweets. She was, as of 4:30 p.m. yesterday, she was removed by the court. If I may approach, I'll do it one more time. This was Barlow's post during Ms. Vasquez's open. You'll see her. So the court says she was tweeting from the courtroom. She was tweeting in the courtroom. She was sitting right there tweeting during Ms. Vasquez's opening. Your Honor may remember that Ms. Vasquez said that certain Aquaman starlet's giving a performance would be giving the performance of her lifetime. So she says in real time, actually, it was Vasquez who was giving the performance of a lifetime of her life. So this contemporaneous with my colleague's opening, she's live tweeting and getting it out to the public. And finally, and this is the last time, I'm sorry, Your Honor will remember that when we raised this issue, Your Honor ordered people to the back. So Eve Barlow reluctantly left the first seat, went to the back, and this time, the tweet that got her thrown out. So this is the tweet that gets her thrown out of the court. What does that certain Aquaman starlet hope to achieve? She was gorgeous, 1-year-old daughter. She said she was beginning the rest of her life in 2021, 12 months after her mother died. And it was at that point, Lieutenant Porter saw her violating the court order, asked her to leave. Now, Your Honor, if this were just isolated, well, actually, I'll take that back. It's more, the judge says, if you violate an order, you violate an order. It's more than enough to get her thrown out permanently, but it takes place in a context. Your Honor will remember the inappropriate disclosure of certain violations in violation of protective order, perhaps more egregiously because people weren't participating in WebEx on that one. 2 days before the trial, that certain Aquaman starlet posted on Instagram her openings to this argument. I understand none of the jury referred to it, but she made it very clear in her Instagram post that even though JD, he wasn't named in her op-ed, which was the primary feature of Rottenborn's opening. Very egregious. Then during my opening, to try to throw me off, she made an inappropriate objection saying, she tried to mention it. The point is, Your Honor, the court's order must mean something. We're trying to play by the rules here, and it's outrageous what she has done. She was thrown out yesterday, and all we're saying is a very limited form of relief is that she be barred from attending the rest of the trial. Then you have the representative for that certain Aquaman starlet come in. I'm going to call them Miss B. All right, Miss B. Thank you, Your Honor. I actually had absolutely no idea he was going to raise it this morning, so I'm responding to it cold. First of all, Eve Barlow is not a journalist. Now, I have tweets showing you that she claims to be a legendary journalist, but hey, what do I know, right? Second of all, she's not that certain Aquaman starlets, and they say, well, I really don't care about all of that. She was live tweeting in my court this 4:31. I don't know about all of that, Your Honor. Well, I do. I can read it. Here's the date. Here's the time. So she had to be doing it while she was sitting here. I know that. And I know the deputies took her out because she was texting. That's against the court order. I don't let anyone, if I find anyone else texting, they don't need to come back in. So why should we be allowed to come back in? Like, I don't have any knowledge of this, Your Honor. I know you didn't, and I understand that. And I mean it, like I say, when people were passing notes, I thought, well, legal team. So, you're not allowed to pass notes, but she thought she was part of a team here. That's why I gave you the first row, because of legal teams. And then more information comes to me in bits and pieces that it's not legal team. Okay, so move back. But then she's still texting, so Miss B says, and let me back up just a little bit. Miss Barlow was not here during the opening. She was not present in the courtroom, and so the judge cuts them off and says, well, she was present when she did that live tweeting in my court, and that may be, Your Honor, Miss B says. I had no knowledge of it. I had no knowledge of it. No way to address that. Well, you know what? I do, the judge says. She's not coming back into the courtroom during this trial. Okay, says Miss B. Okay, all right. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. And just to know, by the way, Eve Barlow herself says that she's a journalist, a legendary journalist. In fact, I may not have a really cool name like that umbrella guy, but I do happen to be a legendary journalist. What you are right now is somebody that has been banned from a court. Fun times, huh? Anyway, let me know what you think about this. And check out our book. Like I say, link is in the description. We need your help pushing that. We need your backing. Let's send a message. Walk away from the companies that allowed this to happen. Walk toward an alternative and hold that banner high. But thank you. Let me know what you think about this. Fun times.